Hey, Patriots Nation! We're back with another exclusive update on everything happening in New England. Before we jump in, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button so you never miss any breaking Patriots news. The atmosphere around New England has been buzzing with whispers that feel heavier than the usual locker room noise, and the name echoing through every hallway is Mike Vrabel. The former linebacker, known for his tough demeanor and old-school mentality, is suddenly at the center of a storm that no one saw coming, at least not publicly. People close to the organization are saying that something snapped behind closed doors, something that changed the tone of the entire building. The word going around is that Vrabel's reaction to an internal decision shocked players, staff, and even longtime figures within the franchise. This is not about a single play or a simple disagreement, but about a moment that made the roster collectively pause and question what direction the team is heading toward. Sources suggest that trust, that invisible bond between a head coach and his players, might have taken a hit that is not easy to repair. Vrabel has always been respected for demanding accountability, but this time the story being told is that his response crossed an unspoken line. Veterans who have seen almost everything in professional football reportedly felt uncomfortable, while younger players were left confused, trying to understand how things escalated so quickly. In the middle of all this, the Patriots, a franchise built on discipline and unity, suddenly look fragile, as if one emotional outburst opened cracks that had been hidden for a long time. What makes this situation even more intriguing is the rumor that not a single player openly backed Vrabel when the tension reached its peak. According to people familiar with the locker room dynamics, the silence was deafening, and silence in a football environment often speaks louder than words. Players are said to have exchanged looks, avoided eye contact, and later shared private conversations filled with frustration and disbelief. The speculation is that whatever Vrabel did or said challenged the collective identity of the group. This is a roster that prides itself on professionalism, and when that standard feels threatened, the reaction can be swift and cold. Some insiders claim that leaders within the team attempted to calm things down afterward, but the damage might already have been done. The Patriots' culture has always been about moving forward together, yet now there's a sense that everyone is walking carefully, measuring every step. Vrabel's background as a player who thrived under intense coaching adds another layer of complexity, because many expected him to understand where the boundary lies. Instead, the rumor mill suggests that he underestimated how much the modern locker room has changed, how players now respond differently to confrontation and authority. Behind the scenes, the front office is rumored to be watching everything closely, even if outwardly nothing seems different. There's talk that executives are quietly gathering information, listening to different voices, and trying to assess whether this episode is just a temporary emotional flare or a sign of deeper issues. Vrabel's reputation around the league has always been that of a no-nonsense leader, someone who brings toughness and clarity. But now, that same reputation might be working against him, as critics question whether his style fits the current roster. The Patriots are in a phase where stability is crucial, and any hint of internal conflict can derail long-term plans. Some speculate that this incident could influence future decisions about player contracts, roles, and even the coaching staff structure. Others believe that Vrabel will double down, convinced that his approach is the only way to regain control. Either way, the sense of uncertainty is real, and uncertainty is something professional teams try to avoid at all costs. The feeling around the building is described as tense, like everyone is waiting for the next move, the next statement, or the next leak. Players, according to the rumor, are not necessarily united against Vrabel, but they are united in their confusion. That distinction matters because it suggests that this is not a rebellion, but a moment of reflection. Many are said to be asking themselves what this means for their own future with the team. Trust is not rebuilt overnight, especially when emotions run high. The Patriots' locker room has always valued clarity, knowing exactly where everyone stands. Now, that clarity feels blurred. Some players reportedly feel that boundaries were crossed, while others think the issue is being exaggerated but still acknowledge that something fell off. This mixture of perspectives makes the situation even harder to manage. VRABEL, known for his intensity, is rumored to be less communicative since the incident, choosing his words carefully, perhaps realizing the weight of his actions. The question floating in the air is whether he can recalibrate without losing authority. In professional football, perception often becomes reality, and once a narrative takes hold, it can be difficult to change. From the outside, fans are starting to sense that something is wrong, even if no official statement confirms it. Social media chatter reflects a growing curiosity, with supporters trying to read between the lines of press conferences and sideline behavior. Every gesture, every facial expression is being analyzed, searching for clues. The Patriots fan base is used to dominance and control, not internal drama. This is why the rumors feel so unsettling. VRABEL was brought in as a symbol of toughness and continuity, someone who understands what it means to wear that logo. Now, the speculation suggests that his greatest strength might also be his biggest challenge. The balance between demanding excellence and maintaining respect is delicate, and when it tips, consequences follow. Whether this moment becomes a footnote or a turning point remains to be seen, but the whispers are not fading. They're growing louder, feeding off uncertainty and the natural hunger for answers. As the days go by, the organization continues to project calm, but those close to the situation insist that conversations are happening behind closed doors. The Patriots have always valued internal resolution, handling issues quietly rather than in public. That tradition might be tested now. VRABEL's future is not openly questioned, but the idea that his authority is being evaluated internally is gaining traction. This is not about panic, but about alignment. A head coach and his roster must move in the same direction, especially during challenging phases. The rumors suggest that this alignment was shaken, if only briefly. How VRABEL responds next could define his tenure. Will he adapt, listen, and bridge the gap, or will he lean harder into his established style? The answer to that question might already be forming in the minds of players, even if they are not saying it out loud yet. The second part of this unfolding story dives deeper into the emotional impact that this rumored explosion had on the Patriots' locker room and the ripple effects that followed. According to speculation, some players felt a sense of disappointment rather than anger, which in many ways can be more dangerous. Disappointment suggests unmet expectations, a feeling that someone you believed and acted differently than you imagined. VRABEL, a former player himself, has often spoken about understanding the athlete's mindset, about knowing when to push and when to support. This is why the reaction reportedly caught so many off guard. Players who admired his journey from college standout to professional champion expected empathy alongside intensity. Instead, the story being whispered is that the moment felt one-sided, heavy, and lacking the dialogue that modern teams rely on. This does not mean the locker room has turned against him, but it does mean that a layer of emotional distance may have appeared. In professional sports, even a small gap can grow if not addressed quickly. There is also speculation about how this incident might influence younger players in particular. Veterans often have thicker skin, shaped by years of harsh coaching and pressure, but younger athletes come into the league with different expectations. They value communication, explanation, and mutual respect. The rumor suggests that some of these younger players were especially shaken, unsure of how to interpret what they witnessed. This matters because these are the players who represent the future of the franchise. Their buy-in is essential. If they start to question the environment, it can affect development, confidence, and long-term commitment. VRABEL's challenge, according to insiders, is to reconnect without appearing to retreat. In football culture, authority is everything, but so is trust. Walking that line is one of the hardest parts of being a head coach. Meanwhile, the coaching staff is rumored to be playing a quiet but important role in stabilizing the situation. Assistants and coordinators are said to be acting as bridges, reinforcing messages, checking in with players, and making sure misunderstandings do not spiral further. This behind-the-scenes effort is common in moments of tension, but it also highlights how serious the organization views the situation. The Patriots do not overreact without reason. Every move is calculated, every conversation intentional. The speculation is that VRABEL is aware of this and is taking time to reflect, even if publicly he remains composed. Reflection, however, does not always lead to change. Sometimes it leads to reinforcement of beliefs. Which path he chooses will shape how this story is remembered. Fans, on their end, are divided in their interpretation of the rumors. Some believe that a hard edge is exactly what the team needs, that discomfort is part of growth. Others worry that this kind of internal friction can derail progress, especially if left unresolved. The Patriots brand has always been about quiet confidence and ruthless efficiency, not emotional outbursts. This is why the idea that no one on the roster accepted what happened feels so powerful. Acceptance does not mean agreement, but it does mean understanding. The rumor suggests that understanding was missing. When players do not accept a moment, they carry it with them, consciously or subconsciously. That weight can show up in effort, communication, and chemistry. As the season narrative continues to evolve, this rumored crisis could fade into the background or resurface at the worst possible time. Professional football has a way of amplifying unresolved issues under pressure. VRABEL's leadership will be tested not by wins or losses, but by how unified the team feels when adversity hits. The Patriots have faced adversity before, but each era brings its own challenges. This one appears to be less about strategy and more about human connection. The speculation remains that a single emotional moment exposed a larger question about identity and direction. Is this team fully aligned with its head coach's vision, or are adjustments needed on both sides? Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe and leave a like. Your support helps us bring you the latest updates on the New England Patriots. And of course, drop your thoughts in the comments. We love hearing from Patriots fans. In the end, the story of VRABEL's explosion, whether fully accurate or partially exaggerated, serves as a reminder of how fragile team dynamics can be. One moment can shift perceptions, alter relationships, and spark conversations that were never meant to happen. The Patriots are known for their ability to adapt and overcome, but adaptation often requires humility. Whether VRABEL embraces that or resists, it will define how this chapter ends. For now, the whispers continue, fueled by silence, body language, and the absence of clear answers. In the world of sports media and fan speculation, silence is rarely comforting. It invites imagination, rumor, and debate. And until something changes, this story will remain alive, hovering over the team like an unanswered question that everyone feels but no one wants to ask out loud. Adding another dimension to the speculation is the human element of Mahomes' decision-making, emphasizing how professional athletes balance personal ambition, loyalty, and financial opportunity. The quarterback's casual remark about a missing incentive resonates because it humanizes a figure often perceived as untouchable, reminding fans and analysts alike that career decisions involve a complex interplay of factors beyond mere talent. Considerations such as family, long-term security, and the desire for professional growth interact with contractual specifics to shape the ultimate decision, and Mahomes' reported thoughts highlight this delicate balancing act. Social media debates frequently pivot on whether loyalty to Kansas City would ultimately outweigh any financial or strategic incentive, reflecting broader cultural narratives about commitment, ambition, and personal ethics in professional sports. The rumor also provides fodder for imaginative scenario building. Discussions about potential Patriots playbooks, championship odds, and team dynamics illustrate the fascination with both the tangible and intangible consequences of elite athlete mobility. Mahomes' statement, by its very ambiguity, allows fans, analysts, and strategists to explore a wide spectrum of outcomes, keeping the rumor alive and intensifying interest in the interplay between talent, opportunity, and compensation. Finally, the discussion surrounding Mahomes' potential interest in the Patriots underscores a larger narrative about the evolving dynamics of professional football and athlete agency. The speculation invites consideration of how elite players weigh loyalty, career trajectory, and financial incentives when navigating high-stakes decisions that could define their legacies. While Kansas City continues to benefit from Mahomes' unparalleled skills and leadership, the hypothetical scenario of a move to New England challenges conventional assumptions about player allegiance and team identity. The ripple effects of such speculation extend beyond individual franchises, shaping fan perception, media coverage, and strategic thinking across the league. Ultimately, Mahomes' offhand remark, whether intended as a serious disclosure or simply a conversational musing, demonstrates the enduring fascination with what could have been in professional sports, the power of rumor to ignite dialogue, and the complex calculus that underpins decisions at the very top of the NFL hierarchy. As analysts, fans, and rival executives continue to explore the possibilities, the narrative surrounding Mahomes and the Patriots remains a compelling testament to the intricate interplay of talent, opportunity, and speculation in modern football. That's it for today's update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving fresh and exclusive Patriots news, make sure to subscribe and hit like. We always appreciate hearing your opinions in the comments. See you in the next one, Patriots Nation.